Okay, it's time. Udio, Suno version 3. Let's discuss. Hello, welcome to the In a Nutshell podcast with myself, Andrew Miles Davis, and my co-host Chris Branch. This is the daily 10-minute podcast where we take out all of the techie talk around generative AI and focus on what the everyday person, content creator, and marketer wants to hear. Now, we've only got 10 minutes, so we can only focus on one subject. And today, we're going to have to talk about audio generation. We're going to have to talk about, I can't even say arguably the biggest thing that's happening in generative AI right now. And that is prompts to actual full-length, high-quality songs. This is the space that I actually didn't think would... It's not like video where I was thinking it's going to be the end of the year. I actually didn't think it would be this good, this quick. And we're just going into the second quarter of the year.
Yep.
Chris, I've been playing a lot with Suno. You've been playing a lot with Udio. So let's just discuss, what do you like about it? What do you not like? And where do you think the future of this music generation is?
Yeah, it was genuinely shocking, like you said. I don't think anyone... In fact, there was a weird leak of it on X, Twitter formerly, where people had actually deleted their tweets, whereby they posted things recorded on their phone, which was triply compressed. It'd come out of the platform, then they recorded it and then uploaded it to Twitter. So it was horribly compressed, and yet it was genuinely shocking to people in the AI space. And so they got these tweets alive, and then everyone was listening to these examples, and then there was a boatload of people tried to sign up to this Udio, and then it crashed. And as is always with the case when there's giant hype around something, you expect that they've cherry-picked these examples. And so when I got access to the platform, I think it was Thursday or Friday last week, I was genuinely shocked when I started to make entire songs. Like you said, it's not just you write a prompt and it writes the lyrics for you. You can upload your own lyrics, and you can choose the genre, and it's got infinite styles seemingly, and they're incredible quality, stereo quality. Genuinely shocking. Probably the most shocking thing since Midjourney version 6 or Sora. Really is that good.
Yeah, so let's just quickly, if you don't know what we're talking about, we've mentioned many times on this podcast that the large language models, like the ChatGPTs, the ChatGPTs, the Claudes, the Geminis. We've spoke about Midjourney and DALL-E 3 and their AI image generators. We've even spoke about the video generation, mainly Sora, in the last few episodes. With this audio space, we've mentioned HeyGen, which is the language one, and 11 Labs, which is very good for cloning, as well as other things as well. But this is music. This essentially is, you've got the ability right now, just go to one of the websites. So Suno, I can't remember the exact name, just Google Suno, I think it's suno.com, and Audio, I keep on saying audio.
Udio.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't know if it's .com.
I don't know if you'll be able to get access to that one currently.
But yeah, you won't be able to get access as we speak right now because there's too many people on it. But what I'm really saying is that if you get access to one of them eventually, type in a prompt, and it might be a conversation you're having with your friend, and then you might say, make it in 90s style hip hop, or make it like a funky house Ibiza sound. And within about a minute or so, you've got a tune. It really is that simple. You can create music just like that. Yeah. And that's why we are both very, very excited about this. Sora, we were excited about, but we've not tried it. We can't just, at the moment, we're just excited about what we hear and what we see. This, we're in there having conversations with people and then creating songs about our conversation and sending it to them saying, what do you think?
And it's our background, we don't come from video, we come from music, both of us. And so obviously a tool made for making music is going to be more exciting to us. Yeah. But it's also exciting to big players in the industry, clearly. Will.i.am and Common are both backers of Udio. And this has got 10 million seed funding. And this will no doubt be a lot more when people realize how popular this has become. And, you know, a lot of this music stuff is quite interesting. And this is one of the things I wanted to bring up in this episode is they are the first sort of generative platform to not allow artist names in references. And they will purposely stop them and actually change those things to being the genres that those artists are from. So exactly like Taylor Swift, you might get pop and like rock and then country or whatever. But then other people like Blink-182, you'll get pop punk and like 90s and, you know, dance and whatever for Daft Punk. So it's quite interesting that they're the first ones. And maybe that's the Will.i.am pressure.
I was about to say
one of the backers. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that. If Will.i.am and Common are backing this, then they are. Will.i.am has been talking about AI for a long time. Common, I've not heard so much, but he's obviously very interested. Now, are they backing it because they see the future and they knew that music is changing? Do they want to be a part of it? It's almost like this is Napster 20 years ago, where the music industry decided to fight against it, and all they did was, oh, there's this new app, and you type in a song and you get it for free, and after that, most people heard blah 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 blah, and that is, I get free music, and I actually did a lot of the promotion. So it's almost come full circle. So now, is it a case where you've got some artists that will write saying AI is really bad for you, complaining, or you've got other artists that are like, you know what? There's no stopping this. Like the toothpaste is out of the tub. Let's get on this and let's see if we can monetize this, or at least have some influence and control. And
I think that's the big thing, the influence and control. You know, I think similar to why Elon bought X, he really didn't like the way that it was being handled and the control of it. You know, he wanted to keep it open source, and that was his sort of like pitch going in, is that I'm going to open source this algorithm and make it a lot more accessible to people. However, that's not Elon, you know, coming from a social media background, whereas Will.i.am is, you know, a music industry leader, and he is going to be able to steer it more towards musicians because he has direct understanding of what musicians need and like. And I think he just knows that it's inevitable. And so he wants to be at least steering the way that this technology is being used. And the first step is not allowing the artist names to be prompted. And that's brilliant, right? Like, feels like a great first step. If art directors had been consulted with Midjourney, I'm sure that would have been the same way.
But here's the problem. Just like with Napster being the first, and then eventually certain restrictions happened, people then jumped on BearShare and LimeWire and all of that. Now, it could be a case where on this platform, you're not allowed to do it, but now there's these other platforms that you are. So that could potentially happen. So it's like, because I one of the episodes, so we've done an episode a couple of days ago about AI in the music industry, and obviously we didn't talk about these tools that much because we knew this episode was coming. So one of the things that we was mentioned was a reference track. You know, I upload a track, and I actually tried to do this, uploaded a track, and it said, no, this is whatever track it was that I tried to reference. And they said, you can't essentially use it, which is a good thing. But there will be some people that will be able to get around it, just like with everything. And that's where it becomes the issue, which Will.i.am and Common and other people, I'm sure there's other people that's going to be backing these type of music generators, will have to answer. You know, that's to be honest, that there is a whole episode in itself, which
it really is.
Yeah, we'll have to go into more detail about that.
It really is.
Yeah, but overall, I think these platforms are just, like I said, you said something off camera. You said, I've not been as excited about a platform since Midjourney. You even said it actually earlier on as well.
Yeah,
since Midjourney, pretty much. So
I'm genuinely shocked by it. It's like music has just taken like the same leap that DALL-E 2 to DALL-E 3 did, which is just unfathomable. It was in like the Conference League, and now it's in Premier League, competing in the Champions League, and yet it was Wrexham like, you know, 3-4 seasons ago. Like, music generation was so bad, it was genuinely laughable. And now it's so shockingly good, it's unnoticeably AI.
But here's and this is what we mentioned before, I think that because you can generate lyrics as well. So you can even, as you mentioned, put your own lyrics in, or you can say, Andrew and Chris are talking about generative AI to the everyday person, marketer, and content creator, and it can create a song using those actual words and using its version of those particular words. Now, that also can come across a bit cheesy. It can come across a bit cheesy or a bit poppy. But where I think initially it's going to be dangerous, or I would be worried if I was a producer working in music that doesn't really have that many vocals,
Mm-hmm.
like electro music or funky
Mm-hmm.
house or house music or techno
Definitely.
or that, because again you can create me an Ibiza style funky house song so
Mm,
I chill while I'm doing my work, and it
mm,
can create a really good song,
mm,
at this many beats per minute. And then if you make 5 or 6 of them, and then you can use another tool to just mix them,
mm.
then you got your own mix with your own music.
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell for this, like every single platform that we play with is going to start somewhere, and this one, it seems, is starting on the stock sounds, like it's not coming for pop music yet, and it's definitely not going to break the charts, although I may be proven wrong with that. It's genuinely that good. That's all I'm saying. But it's certainly starting with replacing stock music and personalizing that, and it's going to come a long way this year in music.